Power poses or power yoga poses are not just for selfies anymore. We're going to do a pose that actually takes up a lot of space. And there's a whole study that they've done around poses that are considered power poses. Amy Cuddy did a huge study on it that says that if you actually learn to take up space, that you can increase your testosterone levels and decrease your stress hormones, which leaves you in a more powerful position. So it's a silly move to do in public, but you can start with it in private and you can feel silly. I feel silly when I do this, but there's something really liberating about it, that you feel really good at the end, and it transfers into the rest of your life. So what you're going to do is what's called goddess pose or horse stance in yoga, and you step your feet wide apart. One of the things that people do when they're doing this posture is they don't properly rotate their legs. So your hip joint is actually what rotates. So you want to rotate from there, inner thighs rolling forward, and you do it by squeezing your tush just a little bit. That's kind of the deal. So then you're going to look down, and the center of your kneecap, if you divide that in half, you're going to position your heels and your toes in that same line. So they're all in the same plane. Okay? And then you're just going to start with your hands on your hips as a way to discover if you've positioned yourself correctly. So you'll just bend your knees. Now, if everything's tracking, thighs, knees, shins, heels, second toe, if they're all pointing in the same direction, then you're good to go and you can come on back up. If they're not, you're going to adjust until they are, because it's important for your knees and your lower back. All right, so arms down at your sides. Get ready. You can totally be silly when you're doing this. Even if you're not by yourself, you can still be silly. So biceps forward, triceps back, chest wide. Might as well get ready and get used to it here. Plant your feet down strongly, and then as you inhale, bend your knees. Knees will stay pressed open, tracking with your toes, and you're going to raise your arms up overhead, just to a big V. And spread your fingers wide. You might as well take up as much space as you possibly can. Right? And then you'll inhale, straighten your legs, lower your arms. You can do 5 of these. Exhale, bend your knees, firm both your outer hips and your inner thighs. Reach your arms up, firm your arms too, and then inhale. Exhale, bend your knees wide, reach. Inhale, stand all the way up. 3 more. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Now this one you're going to hold. Exhale, bend. Reach your arms up. Take up a lot of space. Feel silly. It's fine. Learn to be silly in private. You can be silly in public. I'm weird and bizarre all the time. It's totally worth it. Hold. It's hard when you're down here holding it. Take 2 more big breaths. Say, I am confident. And then inhale, stand up, lower your arms down, and you can get out of the shape. But even me just doing that, I feel better, somehow bigger, somehow more powerful. So a couple of times a week, I'd do it every day. I mean, why not? You might as well. And hopefully you'll just burst out of the door and everybody will see you coming. So I hope you try it at home.
Well, first of all, I have to say my village, honey. If it wasn't for the friends who love me, and sometimes I wonder why, because I can be a handful, they just come in and help me, and I have a great support system, friends, family, people I pay.
Hey, I'm Kim Miles from Homemade Simple on OWN, and right here I have a fabulous Puffball Lantern. This is perfect for any space that you want to add some real zhuzh to. This is lighting that is statement lighting, and believe it or not, I made it with a paper lantern, a glue gun, and coffee filters.